Where's that fucking music at?
Need some new music.
I know, I'm gonna put some other music on the front end of that.
Yeah, so. that's garbage music. But
yeah, it's garbage. I got that other punk shit. I'll just put on there. Just because I was so downtrodden editing the last one. I was like, I didn't even bother to do that.
I wish you could do some. I don't know why the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Just because the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones to me is like the corniest shit.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking download that shit and I'm gonna use it because no one's listening to it anyway. And then when someone nails me for copyright, then I'll just take it down. Yeah. But actually, you can't do that because that's like part of the hosting services. They can pull your podcast for that shit.
Fuck and
YouTube will fucking pull the fuck out of it. That's the real problem.
Oh, YouTube.
If you put that on YouTube, YouTube will smash your shit. Okay. So, brief moment of silence. And then we're good. All right, everybody. Hey, welcome back. Week 3, NFL. PG, how you doing? How you doing today, man?
I'm alive. I'm well. I'm breathing. 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose, a mouth, and 1 hard penis.
1 hard penis. I tell you what, no Joe Flacid over there. He's rock hard. Rock hard. All right, let's just get going. Let's get going at this thing. New York Jets, Cleveland Browns are playing tonight. Big hullabaloo. Browns are 3-point favorites. They're playing at home against the woeful Jets, rookie quarterback. I tell you what, if I'm looking at this, worst thing that can happen to the Browns here and the Browns fans is that they end up winning this game. And here's why.
Let me hear this bullshit.
Yeah, this is the worst thing that can happen. All right, they win this game. They got at least 2 more games of Tyrod Taylor that we're all going to have to watch. Please, God, don't do that to me. Because he wins today, well, then we got to have a shitty performance next week. And then, all right, who's Baker at? Where's Baker at? And then he lays a turd in week 5. And then maybe we get to see Baker Mayfield in week 6. I want Baker Mayfield. I want Tyrod Taylor out of there. Fuck this. I'm rooting for the Jets tonight. Browns need to lose this one.
I want Cajuste. I don't give a fuck. I just want Cajuste back. Give me back my Cajuste. But I agree, Tyrod Taylor. I'm actually watching him in the background. He threw a pretty terrible pass. It's not looking good for Tyrod Taylor. Just get him out of there. Get him out of there. Going back to ESPN, though. ESPN, they're probably going to be really happy for a quarterback controversy. So they're rooting for the game to be lost by the Browns so that they can get Baker Mayfield and push his dumbass in there. So Browns fans, I don't know where you guys stand. You guys probably are sick and tired of Tyrod Taylor already. You guys are probably hoping for a Cleveland Browns loss as well. So you guys will be 0-2-1 for the season, which will be a catalyst for the Baker Mayfield chance.
Or maybe the same record as the Steelers after they get their asses kicked by the Bucs. Who knows? Who knows?
I think it's going to happen.
Since everything's lining up for the Browns and it actually being good for them to not win this, well, we all know what's going to happen. They're going to win this thing.
They're going to win it.
And then we're going to settle into just a few more weeks of Tyrod until reality hits, and then we can all enjoy Baker Mayfield.
When was their last win? I think it was in 2016, December.
It was Christmas Eve or something like that. It's been a long time.
It's hard to be a Browns fan.
Days or something like that.
It can't be easy to be a Browns fan, but they did tie, so that's a good thing.
Now, there are people that signed up for the military, did their whole fucking tours, then are out, and they never saw Browns win.
There's guys that went to jail and came back, and the Browns still haven't won a game.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
All right, so we got that thing going on tonight. As we get going on Sunday, we're going to have the Saints, the Falcons. Falcons 3-point favorite. Whoa. What am I doing there? What am I doing? Pick that game, PG. We got to pick that game against the spread here. Hey, I'm going to go with the Jets. Fuck the Browns. I'm going with the Jets.
I think the Jets are going to take it. It's an exciting game. And psych. I think that I'm going to TiVo it, and I probably won't even watch the game. But, yeah, I'm thinking the Jets are going to take it.
Sorry, Browns fans. Running right now. I'm going to see when we get to that first Tyrod Taylor.
I got it in the background. It's a pretty unwatchable game.
I got a new kicker there in Cleveland too. So
what happened to Gonzalez?
Zane Gonzalez got cut. Him and that dude from that Carlson guy from Minnesota.
Oh, yeah. Well, they signed Dan Bailey really quick.
Dead. I don't know where Carlson is. Well, I'm just hoping they found one of those good, nice, no-kill shelters for these NFL kickers. And they can hang out there for a while until some desperate GM comes in and sees them in their cages. Says, "Hey, I'll take that guy."
I need that guy. How crazy is it to be a kicker?
In the corner.
How crazy is it to be a kicker right now? Just watching these games and being like, "Is Daddy gonna get paid today?" And then watching this guy fucking hit it hard right. Hey, baby, Daddy's getting paid. You know.
Well, that too, and then anybody who ever won a 12 and under punt, pass, and kick competitions on Twitter with videos. Like, bro, give me a shot here, man. Didn't you see that?
I saw that they were in.
It's like 62 yards, man. Didn't you see that thing? It's like,
bro, I could do this. Yeah, nobody rushing you, and everybody is playing is under 6 foot. You know,
and you're on the Higbee Middle School field. Like, no one cares about what you're doing, bro. No one cares at all.
That's pretty funny.
We do care about the Falcons and we care about what the coin has to say about this too. Oh, Coin's with the road team. Coin's on the Jets with me. Coin's good pick, Coin.
Good pick, Coin.
All right, trifecta there. New Orleans Saints at the Falcons. Falcons 3-point favorites. Saw Matt Ryan, no bags under his eyes this week. Finally getting some rest and scored some touchdowns. He's got the Saints defense up in front of him. Oh, that's got to feel good. Really sitting at a buffet right there.
Yeah. Well, they did better last week, but I don't think they're going to be going very far. It's kind of sad, too, because I think the Drew Brees, he probably had a little bit of a hangover from week 1 in week 2 because he didn't really play that well against the Browns. They looked like absolute dog shit last week. I don't think the Saints are going to be able to get out of this rump. I wanted better for Drew Brees because everybody likes Drew Brees and his cute little birthmark, but it ain't going to be this
caterpillar that he cut off his face.
You should have left it, dog. You should have left it. It's too much scar tissue now. It's like when you're a 13-year-old boy and you got like acne and shit and you just keep scratching it and you come to school and it looks like somebody stabbed you in the face. But you're like, it's okay, bro. It's okay, bro.
That guy's some fucking Proactive, man. Some Proactive sponsorship right there.
All right, that guy right there,
was a sponsor of the
that guy needs some fucking Clear Cell and needs some moisturizer. 2 things and he'll be just right. But yeah, I'm not expecting much from the Saints, unfortunately. I feel bad for Breeze.
Saints off to another slow start. They've been creaming themselves. Have you seen this real quick? Have you seen this American Vandal season 2?
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, so American Vandal is a show on Netflix, and I saw something on Twitter. I thought it was real for a second.
I'm gonna Google it as you're talking.
It's not. There's a video of this guy that spikes the school's lemonade. And then these kids start shitting all over the school.
I saw that online. That's not real?
Yeah, so that's fake.
Oh, I thought that was real.
No, when I thought it was, for the few seconds I thought it was real, I thought it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, my God. I thought that was real.
It's actually fake, and that's from that show, American Vandal.
Oh,
but that's essentially what the Saints have been doing all over themselves the first couple weeks of the year. For the last 3 or 4 years. Sean Payton, it's called off-season program. Have these fuckers lift some weights in July and August so they can come in here and play some football before October hits.
Yeah, they look sloppy.
They're at the Falcons. I like the Falcons in this one. They're only giving 3 points. They're saying, hey, this is an even game. We got Matty Ice on fire, right? He did score a touchdown. I'll take the Falcons here.
I'll take the Falcons. And he had 2 running touchdowns last week, I think, if I remember correctly. Matty Ice looking like the Matty Ice of old.
That's another trifecta. Way to go, Coin.
Coin sobered up. Coin sobered up.
All right.
That may not
last night.
That may not last.
Jim didn't call? Oh, that's a bummer. Had to stay inside.
And for all you listeners, that's alluding to Jim Irsay because Jim Irsay likes to party. And the Coin also likes to party, as proven by his terrible coin picks sometimes.
There's a very short list of things that Jim Irsay doesn't like to crush up and snort through a $100 bill.
Yeah, Adderall's on that list. What else is on that list?
Jim Irsay walks around with a mortar and a pestle. He's got a mortar and a pestle in his pocket. Just in case he sees something that looks a little too big to crush up by hand, he can get something done with that.
He's the type of guy to like crush up caffeine pills for an exam, Jim, it's just a 5th grade vocabulary lesson. Relax, bro.
Yeah, Jim, it's an AIDS test. That's not going to do anything for you.
You don't understand. Sorry to all you drugs users out there. Sorry.
Yeah, you've got a problem. So anyhow, moving on. Let's talk a little bit more about some drugs. Niners at the Chiefs. Chiefs 5-point favorites. We got an unstoppable force versus an immovable object right here. As we got Jimmy G Mania versus Pat. I used to buy weed from that guy, Mahommes, and his trebuchet arm. They're going to square off in Kansas City on Sunday.
Yeah, it's not going to be much of a square off. It's going to be Pat Mahommes using his rocket launcher / trebuchet arm and just cutting up defenses. I don't think the 49ers are going to even come close to that.
Jimmy G's shooting with the side gun on an Abrams.
He's using a 22. He's in a 22.
Main gun. He's got nothing going on. There's tossing tomahawks. Pat Mahommes is essentially just a walking Mark 32. Have you ever seen a Mark 32? You know what that thing is?
Like the razor used to. It's got 32 blades for the
Yeah,
Corsair.
no, you can get that though. They're coming out with that next year. They're only up to the Mark 28. They can only
Oh,
stack
okay.
28 blades on these fucking razors at this point in time. But they're getting thinner. Apparently, they're getting thinner and sharper.
They're getting thinner. Technology changes so rapidly.
One time, but those 28 blades are going to make that quite an experience. But now the Mark 32 it's like, so
Is it a
back when I
gun?
was in the Marine Corps, back when I was in the Corps. So the Mark 32, it looks like a revolver. Okay,
I'm gonna look it
but
up.
it shoots
Mark 32.
40 millimeter grenades out of it. Right.
Oh Jesus!
So and you can just rapid fire launch these grenades at people. And that's what Pat Mahommes is. He's just a walking Mark 32, just thumping defenses, one gigantic throw at a time.
I don't think it was just. I don't think it's just him. But how much better is it to watch like a quarterback that's willing to take risks and move around a little bit? It makes that Kansas City offense a little bit more enjoyable, and it gives Andy
Watch
Reid.
someone play football? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, I enjoy that.
You don't like 3 to 6 yard passes with just checkdowns and just bullshit. You don't like that.
I don't want an accountant to go out there and just run toss sweeps all day, Alex Smith.
And that's offensive to accountants, so you watch your tongue, sir.
Sorry, accountants. Pardon me. I didn't mean to insult you.
Sorry
like
to the
that.
one CPA that
You're
listens
not
to us.
that boring. Accountants are not that boring. Yeah, I didn't mean to say that. So, Chiefs giving 5 there. I'm all about regular. I'm in on this thing. Get on the fucking bandwagon with me, everybody.
Coin, what do you have to say?
5. We got 2. Oh, bold. Well, I guess you did get that call last night, huh, buddy? So Coin's on the Niners there. Believes in them. Don't know
Coin
why.
made it just that far through the sobriety test, and he failed.
He'd be past that, like, heel to toe. That cop got the pen out and saw his eyeballs just bouncing around everywhere. Sorry, bro. I got to take you in, man. I got to run a talk
I gotta
screen
take you in,
on
bro. I love you. You're a funny guy, but I gotta take you in. Sorry,
I got to do it, man. I got you on the dash cam. There's nothing I can do. My hands are tied.
My hands are tied.
Hands are tied. Oakland Raiders at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins given 4.5.
Crazy.
This is
line.
it right here. Dolphins 2-0. There's somebody that's tricked themselves into believing in the Dolphins. I'm not that somebody, but it's still too hot in South Florida for most people to give a shit. I don't think this would be a well-attended game. No home field advantage for the Dolphins. Granted, they're not the Chargers, but I wouldn't be scared if I were the Raiders. And this just seems like that fucking sneaky spot where the Raiders could get a win here.
I disagree. I think it's just this line, Vegas knows. And Vegas made a commentary, and they say the Raiders are just that shitty that they're worse than the fucking Dolphins. That's how terrible the Raiders are. It's just a fact. John Gruden came out just 2 days ago, and he's like, I wish I had a pass rusher. Or he said, no, pass rushers are hard to find. And he said that with like a little glee in his eye. I don't think he realizes what he's saying. I don't think he realizes what he's doing. I think the Raiders.
He was roasting the fuck out of Reggie McKenzie, and that dude better watch his back.
He's just a fucking moron, dude. He's just setting himself up to fail. And I think Vegas isn't dumb enough to say the Raiders are going to pull through. I think Vegas is smart enough to see the Raiders' offense is so juvenile that the Dolphins' defense is strong enough to stop it. All we need is some. What do they use to describe Ryan Tannehill? They need some low and uncatchable passes to be caught, and that's all you need for a Dolphins win.
170 yards a game passing for the Dolphins. When the fuck is that going to be over with?
That's a Cam Newton stat.
I get that Ryan Tannehill used to run fast and be a receiver, but is this too hot of a take? Isn't he just Sam Bradford? Now that I'm looking at him,
I don't think he's Sam Bradford. Sam
Bradford looks like Sam Bradford.
I don't know. That's kind of a ridiculous thing to say. Sam Bradford. There's nobody like Sam Bradford except for Samuel Jackson in the movie Unbreakable. But
we call him a Glass Man or whatever.
Mr. Glass, like from Unbreakable. He's Mr. Glass. But I think Ryan Tannehill.
He's out for 3 games.
Yeah, don't look at him wrong, man. His eyes start getting watery and crusty. His immune system just can't handle it. But no, I'm thinking Ryan Tannehill has a equally terrible ceiling than Sam Bradford, but it's going to be all about coaching. They're going to give some weird plays so that they get it out of Ryan Tannehill's hands, and unless there's like an occasional like go route or something.
There's going to be a hell of a lot of checkdowns going on in that game. Derek Carr, Ryan Tannehill. The over-under on catches from running backs in that game's got to be about 25.
It's going to be a lot.
We're talking numbers. Here's the number we cannot get a handle on because it's a mathematical impossibility.
This
We're still
is
trying to
crazy.
assign a value. mathematical value to Gruden's wins, dollars per Gruden's wins. It's 0, John. So you can't divide by that.
You can't divide by 0. You can't divide by you can't do the negative number
You
thingy.
get one of those weird graph thingies on your TI 183 that you can't break.
You get the I. You put the I. You put like the negative I. And you can't do a negative I or some shit. And then I don't
even know that sort of math, but that sounds about the type of math you got to do to deal with John Gruden and have him getting a win.
I've heard about this.
The real matchup here is going to be Stephen Ross versus Mark Davis. Who's going to be the shittier owner in the box?
I mean,
Steven, you're a coach. You're a head coach. Who you want to work for, Mark Davis or Stephen Ross?
I just like Mark Davis' haircut.
Yeah, I would rather work for Mark Davis.
You know why? You know why? Because there's something called job security. And what I would do is I would cut my hair to match Mark Davis's haircut. And I'd say, Mark Davis, sick haircut, dog. And he'd look at me and be like, you know what, dude?
Just fist bump him like you're one of those dudes that own Jeeps. And every time dudes in Jeep Wranglers, they're like doing that weird white power, like whatever that thing is, like that Jeep signal to everybody.
Yeah, I've never been in around a white nation Jeep gang. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I mean there's this weird like Jeep signal that I'm not accusing Jeep owners of being white supremacists here. But what I am saying, they got like this weird thing. Like, have you seen how the Mazda Miata owners will kind of like flash their little bullshit headlights at each other in a show of Miata solidarity? Have you seen that sort of stuff?
No, but I've seen the Prius people. When Prius people look at each other, they just... It's like that South Park episode.
Yeah, they're like, I'll smell your farts, you smell mine. Right. Let's just do this. Let's see what
people like the smell of their own farts,
Yeah.
But going back to it, I'd rather work for Mark Davis. He's got a sick haircut.
Yeah, I'd way rather work for Mark. You know who's not going to be working for Mark? Let's hit that again. Greg Olson and then Reggie McKenzie. Neither one of you guys are going to Vegas.
Yeah, because I need an offensive coordinator, and it's going to be somebody's son. What's going to happen
is Gruden's going to assume GM responsibilities, and then Jay's going to assume play calling responsibilities. They're going to be Grudening the fuck out of the Raiders.
It's like that Family Guy joke, Gruden to Gruden, It's like you got Gruden to Gruden. It's an 80s movie that I really am not going to be able to watch because it's going to be pretty terrible.
It's going to be bad. Let's go ahead and pick this game. I'm on the Raiders here. I'm on the Raiders. They're going to cover that 4.5.
I think Dolphins. I'll take the Dolphins on that one just to get a little Florida pride. I think Florida. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm a moron, but I'm going to say Florida teams 6-0. We're going to need it because this
except for all the college teams that can't win a fucking football game.
Good segue. It's like you read my fucking mind.
Let's get off on that real quick. Willie Taggart. I mean, man, there have been few people with as much momentum to get their asses fired after 3 games as Willie Taggart's generated. That's been truly unbelievable.
What happened to Jimbo Fisher? What the fuck happened to him?
He's at A&M. They paid him $75 million to leave.
That wasn't last year, was it? Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah. No, that was like just happened. He's coaching there for 3 games. They almost
Willie Taggart's kind of like the PR cool hire. He's a cool guy. He wears a visor. He's a cool guy. But yeah, Willie Taggart's not good for him. But talking about
there's no way he lasts more than 2 years.
Talking about raging dumpster fires, I was more so referring to the Florida-Tennessee game, which is going to be a combined total of like 9 points. It's going to be a 6-3 Florida win, but
that's a couple of wounded fan bases right there.
It's going to be unwatchable football. It's going to be tough.
A few college football programs showed their ass worse than the Volunteers did this year.
Yeah,
they're in a state of disgrace.
Yeah,
as are the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, what's the coin say before we talk about?
Oh yeah, coins on the home team there. So coins on the Vikings. So coins on the Dolphins there with you. Coins on the Dolphins.
You're a good man, Coin. If you want to come down to Miami and party, come party.
He actually lives next to a retention pond, so he knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, he actually ate the bass from the retention pond earlier today. That's why he's acting all fuzzy.
His brain's a little fuzzy. So a little fuzzy up in Buffalo. Bills, the Vikings. The Vikings are 16.5-point favorites. So this is one of the 10 highest spreads that we've seen, I think, this decade.
That's crazy.
It's a dangerous spread. So I saw a little article on these. It's a 50-50. Sometimes they get it, sometimes they don't.
That makes you look dumb for believing in the Bills at the beginning of the season. That just makes you look got the fork out and
ate that thing. I had no clue what was going on with them. I did not realize they could be that bad, but they are that bad.
But they proved you wrong. They proved you.
I mean, so Zimmer's pissed off, right? He's fucking pissed at that kicker causing him to tie, and he's taking it all out on Josh Allan. Like, that's what's happening. Dude, if you're Josh Allan, you better call your fucking lawyer. You better get your affairs in order, because there's a good chance you come out of this thing with your kidneys oozing blood and you not in the NFL, maybe not in the world anymore, because Zimmer's coming after you.
This is what you do. You go to your local rent-a-car place, National, Hertz, Alamo, and you do a little PR stunt. You try to jump over a Camry. You hurt your hamstring. You say, ouch, my hamstring hurts. And you sit this game. You take one for the team. Your teammates are going to call you pussies, but it is what it is. You take one for the team.
You get to live, man.
You get to live.
We know that McDermott's got no problem throwing Peterman to the Wolves. He threw him at the Chargers. He threw him at the Ravens.
He already showed that.
He's got no problem watching Nathan Peterman die. He's got no problem. I think he's rooting for it.
And let's be honest, you're not going to retire at the half anyways, so you're not going to be the worst player this year, and you're not Nathan Peterman. So just sit this one out. Your hammy hurts. It don't feel right. You want to be good for week 4. Sit this one out.
I mean, it's a tough game to pick. I mean, not straight up. I mean, everyone's on the Vikings on the money line here, I would imagine. But 16.5 is a big nut to lay. It is, but I'll tell you what, I wouldn't even trust the Bills on the 10-point tees. You know why? Because they fucked me over on it last week or 2 weeks ago. I wouldn't even trust them in the 20-point tees. I'm on the Vikings here all day, all night. Kirk Cousins, he's going to get it done.
I don't think anybody disagrees with you unless the coin is back to his old ways.
Oh, shenanigans.
What do you say, Coin? What do you say?
It's only 16. It's 16.5 though. All right, Coin. So when the Bills are
down,
guys,
Bobby Fever's feet,
14-0 at the end of the first, you'll still have a little bit of hope left. We all know it won't come back though. It ain't coming back. Oh no!
Boot. All right, I'm gonna send some music.
Okay, I lost you there for just a second.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't fuck up the recording.
No, it's still recording. We're going to leave that little, I don't know.
Just leave that in there for the one listener.
Leave that in there. Sorry, listener. Sorry, listener out there.
Sorry, guys.
We're going to leave that in there. We're going to keep moving on here. That way you get to see a little bit of how a sausage is made there, everybody. You see a little bit of how a sausage is made.
Yeah, you're not going to want to eat sausage in a week. You're not going to be wanting to eat sausage.
So coins on the Vikings there. Let's go ahead and move on. Colts, the Eagles. Eagles given 6.5. This is a return of Carson Wentz. And that's great news for me. You may not think that, but it is great news for me. I'm a big Nick Foles fan.
Yeah.
And, oh, man, you never know. It's good Nick, bad Nick. You never know who's showing up. So now at least my Foles levels are down to 0 as far as the anxiety goes. He gave him the parade. He got the chip. He's always going to be a hero there.
Have you ever seen the Philly special? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I didn't even know that. Is that like a play where they throw a touchdown pass to Nick Foles?
Oh my God, a little razzle dazzle. What do you say, Mr. Collinsworth? Little razzle dazzle.
Very creative.
Yeah, but going back to that, Eagles, Colts. I know that you're a big time. I think you're going to take the Eagles on this one if I was a guessing man, but I'm just going to have to take this hot take. I think a big transition like that, throwing Carson Wentz back in there, you might have that sophomore slump. I think the Colts might be able to pull a win here. I don't know. I think it's kind of setting itself up that the offense might be needing a little bit of tweaks.
That's bold.
It's not a commentary on the Eagles being bad. It's more of a commentary of it's almost like they've taken steps back. It's almost like they go back to preseason game 2 or
yeah, but we haven't seen Wentz yet. And like I said, man, it hurts my feelings. But he's fucking way better than Foles. You can't make any sort of judgment on the Eagles until 5 or 6 weeks from now. Right. They keep winning games, stay in the thick of things. NFC East is a joke. It's a mess. They'll be able to win that with 9 or 10 games. Nothing to worry about if you're an Eagles fan. Just get ready, enjoy. If Carson's got a little rust, who cares? He's going to get back in it, and they'll get going. Going. I got faith in the Eagles. I'm not an Eagles fan. That's the one thing about Foles going to the bench. I'm fucking done with the Eagles. I don't give a shit. Wentz tears another ACL. Hey, let's fly, Eagles, fly. But at this point, Philly, you're on your own. You got one less loser rooting for your team. And, I'm not on the Colts. I don't believe in them. I mean, Andrew Luck, he seems to be hanging in there. That's great news. He's still throwing those human-sized footballs, arms still attached to the body. That's great news for the red-faced drug monster that owns the team, that is Jim Irsay. So he's going to be happy up in the Bucs, but he's not going to be happy when the Eagles take this thing. I got the Eagles covering. I'm going to take this 6.5 points, and they're going to get it done.
Again, take the Colts. I think it's going to be that week. It takes it. Like I think you're right. I think the Eagles will be able to just waltz into the playoffs because they are with the Redskins and.
I'm just waiting for tomorrow when the tabloids are out there and I see that picture of you, the Coin, and Jim stumbling out of some strip club at 3 a.m. because that's where these picks come from.
Yeah.
When you're saying you're going to take the Colts at the Eagles. Well, like I said, there you go, Coin. Coin's on the Colts too. He's got the away team.
You didn't have to flip the coin. I knew he was going to take the Colts. You didn't have to flip the coin. He's a gym man.
That's ridiculous.
I'm just going to try my best not to grab some Uber chick's boobs. That's all I'm going to worry about. I'm going to try to do that.
You see
Next
those
week,
Uber
who knows?
drivers, those Uber Eats drivers that haven't been paid, and they were storming the headquarters.
I saw that, and I'm a little confused. Like, what do you mean they haven't gotten paid? Like, I don't
know. It's just they're Le'Veon Bell's got his problems. And they've got theirs. So
it looks like
they're all kind of in the same position. These Uber Eats drivers trying to get their $10 for giving you your fucking falafel, and then they
don't make enough money,
he needs
bro.
to get paid too.
They don't make fucking
that shit's
money,
a joke.
Dude.
I'm always tipping the shit out of those guys because it's
those guys don't get fucking paid, dude.
Uber ain't paying you nothing, man. Thanks for
Uber and fuck Lyft. I always tip too. I always give compliments 5 stars, and I always write some bullshit like, "Hey, great conversation," even if the guy didn't even have a mouth. I always say something nice about the driver.
Yeah, because some dude's out there grinding an extra 15 hours a week so he can pay for diapers for his kid. It's like,
right.
Dude, yeah. It's like, yeah, thanks for taking my drunk ass downtown. Here's an extra 10, man. I'm sorry you got to fucking deal with this shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry that there's sand in your car now. There's just sand everywhere and like dog hair. I'm sorry. I can't control when it falls off my body. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, just like Packers fans can't control the health of their own franchise quarterback Aaron Rodgers, you can't control your own body odor. Packers at the Redskins. Packers are road favorites. They're giving 2.5 to the Skins. Now, I've been seeing some things about Aaron Rodgers. He's like, I don't know, this knee, man. I'm a little worried about this. It might get a little weaker as we continue to play. He's
not getting paid to sit on the bench, though. You know what I mean? He's not getting paid to sit there on the bench.
But he's setting himself up for a little Lance Harbor scenario. Right? Lance Harbor, Varsity Blues. He's out there.
I'm not familiar. You gotta get in there. I need to hear
here's the deal. I'm gonna get off the rails for a second here. It's maybe get a little bit dark for our listener out there. So if you can't handle it, you can't handle it. But so I'm getting ready for this thing. I'm like, oh man, what was that guy Lance's name? What was his last name from Varsity Blues? So I go on IMDb. I'm looking that up. I'm like, it's Lance Harbor. All right, good. I'm like, yeah, Billy Bob. Let me see. Let me look at Billy Bob's filmography here.
A fun name. So we assume fun things. Right.
Yeah, like what's Billy Bob been up to? It's like, I haven't seen him since 1997. It's like, what's going on with this guy? Well, I mean, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. So here's a dark story of Billy Bob. All right, so Billy Bob, his name's all credit to this IMDb mini biography goes to Sprinkle Scrod, which I thought was hilarious too.
Sprinkle Scrod, I'm gonna find a way to contact you, and we're gonna put you in the drawing that we're gonna have mid-season.
So apparently somebody with the username Sprinkle Scrod on IMDb is the world's Billy Bob actor expert. So he's the guy that did this together. So here's what's crazy about this. So Billy Bob, we all remember him from the movie. He's a big guy. He gets shat on, all this sort of stuff. Apparently he gets up to about...
He's a big guy that gets a bunch of concussions throughout the game, and the coach is like, I get back in there. And it's kind of like putting his life at risk. That's the guy.
Yeah. I mean, Miss Davis, that was a fucking 10. That's him in my mind. A jovial Billy Bob. That's the Billy Bob Warner. He's got a dark side to him. It turns out that dark side is basically that actor's entire life. All right, so this guy, he's 500 pounds, and that's his casting type. He's in Hollywood, and he's the fat guy. That's how he gets his work, right?
Sure.
But it's also like, hey, bro, you're 500 pounds, so that ain't good. You may want to shed a few so that you don't die tomorrow.
Yeah.
So his doctors convince him to lose weight. He gets to one of these bypass things, and he goes and he actually loses.
Oh, was it an elective bypass thing?
Well, I mean, he was like, okay.
A gastric bypass.
Like a gastric bypass sort of deal.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep interrupting you, man. Go ahead.
No. And so anyhow, he's like, he gets that done and he loses like 350 pounds. So he's I saw a picture on there. He's, at or below like, probably a pretty healthy weight. You know, spoiler alert, Ron died in 2016. Kidney
Jesus.
failure, liver failure. Just, you gotta catch up to you, carry that much weight around
God.
for you. This is where it gets dark, though. All right.
Oh, it's not dark yet?
This is where it actually gets dark. So I'm gonna read this word for word. This is a personal quote from Ron. Later on in his life, about someone asking him, because after he lost all the weight, shit just dried up. He's just some other like not good looking guy in the world.
Yeah, he's Jonah Hill. Nobody wants skinny Jonah Hill.
There's no fucking reason why that guy should be an actor at that point.
He's skinny Jonah Hill. We don't want to see skinny Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's skinny Jonah Hill, but without like being like notable or funny or anything like that. So personal quotes. He's like, "Am I alive? Yes. Am I happy? No. Did I throw away my career to be skinny? Yes. I wouldn't do the surgery again. I would much rather have died happy, rich, and kept my status and gone out on top."
That's crazy.
That's Ron. That's Ron at the end of that, man. And that's a little bit
crazy.
dark. Feeling for you, Ron. Yeah, I told you, we're going to get a little bit dark there. But let's go ahead and pull out of that. Let's get back into the light here. Let's go ahead and pick this game. Packers at the Redskins. They're only given 2.5. Are you shitting me? I'll take that all day long.
I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you there. But I gotta take a couple steps back. How the fuck does that relate to Aaron Rodgers?
It's just Varsity Blues, Lance Harbor. It just doesn't relate. It doesn't fucking relate. I started off by telling you that it doesn't really relate. That I was just looking up Lance Harbor on IMDb, and I'm like, I get curious. I'm like, what's up with Billy Bob? And next thing I know, I'm sad as shit. So now you're all there with me.
Oh, I see.
When I say you're all there with me, I mean all small school bus full of you that are on this journey with us.
MPG. You made me sad for about a split second.
Just a split second. Let's pull out of it, though. Let's do that.
Let's talk about other obese people. Let's talk about Ricky, who likes eating taquitos. His story is a little bit better.
It's a little bit better. If you guys haven't heard that, go back to that. Go back to our NFC North preview. You're going to get introduced to Ricky, and you're going to learn a little bit about how much Mike Zimmer loves football. You're on the Packers. I'm on the Packers.
Coin.
Are you kidding me, Coin? Coin's on the Redskins. That doesn't make any sense, but that's why that's the coin.
And that's why he's the coin. Jesus.
Disappointed. You put all this work into this, and then he goes and does that.
There's an Amy Winehouse song there. I'm trying to go to rehab. What is it? I want to go to rehab. What is it? I don't want to go to rehab.
No one wants to go to rehab.
Coin doesn't want to go to rehab. Coin doesn't want to change.
We had an intervention, and now he just turned his phone off, and he's just not talking to anybody.
You know why? Because Coin, he's alive, and he's happy. He did not throw away his career to fit into the norms of society. That's what this Billy Bob quote, dude. There's like a Matrix thing in here. I gotta look it up a little bit, but there's like a little Matrix illusion going on in this about existentialism or some bullshit. I'm not smart enough though, so can't make the connection just yet.
No, you're definitely not smart enough for that. Cincinnati Bengals at the Panthers. Panthers 3-point favorites. So that means Vegas has these teams as being even. That's kind of about how it is. You got two questions you got to ask yourself, though. We're getting good Cam, bad Cam. We're getting good Andy, bad Andy.
Jesus.
And, man, I don't know either. We got to flip a coin on both of those things.
Yeah. So I think I'll do whatever the coin does on this one. I'm going to take
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. I mean, there's no other reason to kind of dive into this thing.
He's like the Joker. You just gotta sometimes ask the crazy madman.
Yeah, let's see. What do you got? He's got the home team there. He's on the Panthers. Good Cam showing up this week. All right, yeah, I'll go with that. Why not?
I'll go with that too.
Why not? All right, let's just bust out of that. That's a stupid game. All right, Titans at the Jaguars, -6.5. Jaguars giving 6.5 here. There are some sites this lines up. Sometimes the line's not really out at this point. People don't know if Mariota or Gabbert is going to play. But, I mean, really, is that going to move the line that much? A slightly injured Mariota versus a healthy Blaine Gabbert.
Fully competent.
Those are both
Blaine
net
Gabbert.
negatives that you're taking out onto the field there.
Yeah, either way, it's Blaine Gabbert,
And if I'm doing something, I'm getting my wallet out on this one. Now, I saw something on Colin Cowherd, a little Twitter kind of video, where he said that he put his biggest bet ever on a regular season NFL game. He put it on one of these week's games.
On this game. Yep.
And he didn't reveal which game it was, but my God, if I'm looking at any of these things, this is the game. I mean, this is the game right here. But no, it can't be the game though, right? Because if the line's not out, how the fuck did he bet on it? So we'll see. Be the game. I'll keep track of that. We'll see what Colin did there. But
either way, we're on the same page here.
It's on this game, man. Mad Mike Vrabel, he doesn't have enough trick plays up his sleeve to overcome the Jags D. It just ain't gonna happen.
Jalen Ramsey can keep Gronkowski to 2 passes for like 12 yards or 15 yards, where the fuck he had. There's no way the Titans are going to be able to like muster up enough trick plays to get even into the Jaguar side of the field. I think it'll be a very poor showing for the Titans.
Poor showing, Mrs. Moreau. Get the knife out. Get the mayo out. Doug's coming home hungry tonight. He's going to want some of them bologna sandwiches. So you better fucking have that shit ready because he's coming home hungry. He's going to be eating those victory bologna sandwiches. It's going to be a good day in Jacksonville.
He's going to go straight to the boar's head section. They're going to say, what type of meat? And he says, all of it. He's going to take the boar's head ham thingy, that like peppered outline. He's just going to come home. He's not even going to cut it. He's going to bite into it as he's driving home.
How do you want it? How do you want it sliced, Mr. Marone? Extra thick. That's how he likes it. That's how Doug eats his meat. Extra thick.
Extra thick, no bread, and lots of mayo.
Lots. He just takes what he does. He gets a jar of mayonnaise, and he just takes pieces of lunch meat and just dips it in there. That's how Doug gets his
What he does is he takes the mayo thing, smashes it on the ground, and gets on all fours, takes the meat, just rubs it into the floor.
Throws it on the ground, eats all the broken glass and everything. He doesn't give a shit. He's a monster. Saves him time. He's got to get back to watching film. It's for Doug. It's
a productivity thing, dude. That's all it is.
I mean, Doug's he's against convention. He's a football family, like fucking mayonnaise and bologna, and then God. Like that's where he's building his priority list. It's an upset for sure. But
he's the only person in America that has a Jersey Mike's like companion club member. You know what I mean?
He's got the punch card.
He's got the Jersey Mike's punch card.
You want the punch card, Doug? Are you serious? You didn't just stop here because you were in the neighborhood and couldn't find any other places to eat? You want the punch card? You gonna come back?
What can I say? I love deli meats.
He loves some deli meats, that's for sure.
Oh God!
All right, moving on here. Oh wait, what do we got? Coin? Is a coin on this? Coin's got the away team. So, you shitting me? That's the Titans. The coin is fucking way off today. I mean, that's what we say. That's what we say because we're the experts, right? We spent 42 hours digging into everything, so we know better than this coin.
We might be intervention time next week if Coin keeps making these shitty picks.
Yeah, I'm willing to lose this friendship. I'm willing to lose this friendship. I cannot.
It's like that chick with the spray. Remember her when like intervention just came out? She's like that skinny chick, and she takes the computer spray, and she's like, feel like I'm on top of the world. Yeah. That is the coin.
Huffing CFCs, Sandra. You need to fucking stop that.
There's toluene there, Sandra. Toluene. It's melting your brain.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Talk about melting your brain. Here's a game that'll melt your fucking brain if you try and sit down and watch 60 minutes of this thing. Broncos at the Ravens. Ravens given 5.5. Please, God, do not put this on my TV screen. I done a lot of bad things in my lifetime. A lot of bad things. But I really don't think that I have done anything that would warrant me having to watch 60 minutes of Joe Flacco and Case Keenum in their field goal festival.
Let me ask you a question. Would you rather watch You've Got Mail starring Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks, or would you rather watch Baltimore Ravens hosting the Denver Broncos?
Oh, easy. You've Got Mail. That's what, an hour 40 running time? I'm in and out of that real quick. I'm in and out of that before Joe Flacco's dragging his ass out there for the third quarter to bore me again for another 80 minutes. Yeah, I know. I'll take Meg Ryan. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen it, so I'd be like, all right, fucking good. Yeah, I get to see something new. I wouldn't see anything new at Ravens and Broncos. I've seen that a million times.
Yeah,
I don't like anything about it.
You're a big-time Case Keenum hater, though. That's the worst part, I think, of this, because not only do you have to watch the Ravens, you also have to watch Case Keenum just play football. You know,
I mean,
so
if I
think it's gonna be rough
had
for
a
you.
daughter, I would want Case Keenum to date or marry her. If I had a football team, I would want Case Keenum to sit in the stands and watch my other quarterback play football. Like, that's how I feel about Case Keenum. I'm not hating on the individual. It's just he's a rusty catapult arm. Like, he doesn't even have a regular catapult arm. So he ain't throwing any trebuchet passes, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like Keenum. I mean, he's got a ceiling on him, and that ceiling is I can't win the Super Bowl with this guy.
Yeah, it was like when they did the when he passed that ball, you know, in Saints, you know, to the what is it, Minnesota Miracle, and he comes up and Stephon Diggs walks up to him. They're holding each other gingerly and they're smiling. And I think he goes like, "What just happened?" And he goes, "I don't know, bro." They're just both confused.
I don't know. It was my first touchdown pass.
Bro, I don't know what just happened, but did we just win the game, dog? Is that
he had his wife break it down for him at the end of the game. But seriously, Hard Knocks and Case
I'm not
Keenum's
a Case
wife.
Keenum hater, though.
Like, I would fucking hire her to coach my football team before I would hire a lot of these coaches before I would hire Hugh Jackson to coach my NFL team. I would hire fucking Case Keenum's wife because she's got a better grasp on the NFL than Hugh Jackson does.
Yeah.
All right, so just stay the fuck away from this game. Keep your eyes off it. Keep your money away from it. We're going to pick it for just the sake of having to pick it. If I got a gun to my head and I'm putting money on this thing, I'll put it on the Ravens. I'll just put it on the Ravens.
I'll take the Broncos just because, like, Von Miller, I can't get enough of Von Miller and his quirky Old Spice commercials and his goofy mustache and his goofy sack dances. So I'm going to take the Broncos on this one.
Well, let's go for some good sack dances. Coin's got the home team here, and he's going to go with the Ravens.
He's trying to, what is it, rekindle that friendship of yours, man. He heard that you were ready to let it all go.
Yeah. Come back here, Coin. Come back here. That's better. That's one of those ones we don't even care about, though.
Speaking of not caring about games, Giants at Texans.
Ugh, gross. Texans given 3.5. Hey, Giants fans. Hey, how's that Saquon Barkley pick working out?
I'm more surprised about the Odell Beckham, man. He wasn't even there.
I would give it, I'm not mad about OBJ. Like, give the dude his money. All these wide receivers are getting money. He deserves some money. Give it to him. But, like, dude, when you have Eli Manning withering away, like, he's just
not taking
leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else on the noodle arm watch list. And you say to yourself, no, I'm not going to think about the next 2 decades. I'm going to preserve Eli's fragile ego. And then you take a fucking running back over a QB, over Chubb, over Roquan, over anyone that could actually make a difference on your team. But, hey, did you know? I don't know if you know this or not. If you've ever seen a Giants game, I guarantee you do. Did you know that Saquon Barkley has big thighs? They're, like, really big. You didn't know that?
I did not know that.
You didn't know that? Oh, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's just
like there are more Saquon Barkley big legs things that announcers throw out than Patrick Mahommes than Pat. I used to buy weed from that guy Mahommes, like trebuchet arm analogies. Like, they cannot get enough of that guy's legs.
They just, you know what it is, dude? They just don't have enough things to talk about. That's really what it comes down to. When they start talking about that type of shit, they just don't know what else to say. Think about Saquon Barkley. I'm kind of on the other side of the spectrum because I'm a little whatever. I don't dislike the Saquon Barkley pick because that means they're paying a running back like peanuts and they're going to get rid of him in like 2 years anyways. I'd rather them do that than like take DeMarco Murray and pay him like a shitload of money and then eventually trade him to whatever, like Titans or whatever. So I don't dislike the Saquon Barkley pick, but they're also just kind of letting Eli Manning just kind of wither away. He's already on the noodle watch. Or the noodle arm watch, so they're not taking advantage of it.
If you got somebody that you can trap in a contract, right? If you can trap a human being in a contract, which is what the NFL is doing. So if you could trap, like, let's say Chubb becomes the next Von Miller. If you could trap Chubb in a contract, you got him 4 years, then you got the 5th-year option as a first-round pick. Then you can franchise his ass twice before you get into that Kirk Cousins danger zone. So you have 7 years of control over this guy. I would way rather have that control over a dude that can rush the passer rather than some, running back who I'm going to burn out in 4 years and then just want to get rid of him. So that's my big problem with
bottom. Maybe they're racing at the bottom. Maybe they're.
I don't think that's what they're doing. I mean, that's what they're doing. I just don't think that that's their intention.
Who's the GM? Who's the fucking GM of the Giants?
I don't know. They did fire Jerry Reese, which was well overdue. I don't know who the new guy is,
It's
but
not Ben
Pat
McAdoo.
Shermer, he's the head coach there. I don't think that. I think he's a good coach, but I think he's really bad at picking head coaching jobs. So he went and coached for the Browns. Well, there you go, strike one right there. It's just stupid. Now he signed on to be like the officiant of the long funeral of Eli Manning's football career. Like
Yeah,
that
that
guy's
might be a
noodling
really-
out
yeah.
more every day, and Shermer's going to be the guy that's either going to be the bad guy for not getting rid of him or the bad guy for getting rid of him. And that's not a spot I want to put myself in.
Yeah, you don't want to hit yourself to that wagon. You really don't. But again, a lot of it's paycheck. Maybe he's just like, you know what, I fucking had it. I just want to be there holding my Microsoft Service Pro on the sidelines getting paid. I don't really give a shit about my name. He just doesn't care anymore. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
It's a big paycheck. Guy who's not making a big paycheck for what he does is Deshaun Watson. Now, he kind of ate his own ass at the end of that last game. I was watching the highlights. Which if you haven't seen it, YouTube, the NFL channel, they got all these games where you can watch like 11-minute, 10 to 12-minute condensed highlights of every game. Mm-hmm. So that's a good way to consume what are typically very unwatchable games.
Yep.
But
you know what's crazy though? When the game is unwatchable, even the replays are more unwatchable.
Yeah,
it's almost like
don't get me wrong. I went right through that Titans Dolphins thing.
Oh, shepherd's pie again. I guess I just
go to the
eat
next
it.
video.
It's like eating like day old shepherd's pie, and you just have to eat it because there's an impending hurricane. You don't want to throw it out, so you want to eat it for your nutrition. So you just eat it. That's a Florida illusion. Florida people understand that.
They get that. So do English people, I guess. Isn't it shepherd's pie in English?
I think it's an Irish dish, isn't it? Like an Irish. I don't know. You tell me, man. You're the one who has less of a tan than I do.
Yeah, one of those pasty folks from the aisle are cooking up shepherd's pie.
From Oceania.
Sorry for our potentially one listener in any of those countries if we offended you.
Oi! Listen to this fucking guy.
So Watson, he ate his own ass. But I'm not losing faith in that guy. And don't forget that this is a dude that went toe-to-toe with Nick Saban twice and got the better of him both times. They only won one of those games, but Watson roasted him both times. I tell you what, if you got Deshaun Watson and you can't win, guess what, Billy?
Those burners
are heating up.
You said I think it's time. Man. I think it's time for Billy. Imagine Texans losing this game because everybody had high hopes for the Texans being number one in the AFC South. Well, not number one, but at least very on the heels of the Jaguars. And they're coming in at isn't it going to be 0-3? Correct me if I'm wrong. 0-3 if they lose this game?
I don't think they won. I don't know. I don't think they won yet. So, yeah.
If they come in 0-3, Billy O'Brien, it's been fun, but it's time to go back to Penn State, buddy. Sorry.
Yeah, it may be time to move on for him, but I don't think they do. I think they're going to win this thing. I'll take the Texans and the 3.5 here.
It's a rough game for me because I really don't have faith in either of these teams. I guess I'll take the Texans just because they're at home. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm going to take the Giants because the Texans, I don't know. I just feel like they've just kind of been manhandled.
I just feel like Watt's done taking shit. Watson's going to have a good game, and they're going to break through here. What about you?
I think Watson's going to have a bad year, and I think the Giants will just take advantage of that.
So Coin's with me here. Coin's in the Texans. So we're gonna double up on you there.
And here's the one last one for all you fantasy nerds. I don't think Jadeveon Clowney is going to be playing this week anyway. So you're going to have less of a pass rush, less of a running defense. So Saquon Barkley might have a good game. So
he's gonna be still on the sideline in predator mode, doing the thing.
Still predator mode, wearing that gnarly tank top, looking very scary. And
just scaring the shit out of housewives nationwide.
Fuck! I just made eye contact with the guy. Oh my god.
Damn.
Oh shit, he's coming over.
He's coming. Let's go ahead and move on to the next game here. We got the Los Angeles Chargers at the Los Angeles Rams. Sean McVay, he's bringing the best offense, best team, and the best beard in football into the arena. Rams must have one of those in-house barber shops like the Browns had on Hard Knocks.
That was stupid.
Well, at least like the Browns have now. Not like if you ran the team and you went full Bob McNair on them.
Mm-hmm. My shit wouldn't be fun. My shit would be like Shawshank, People would be getting kicked, People would be trying to escape and shit at night.
Greg Williams could be that one main guard that beats the shit out of everybody. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Greg Williams.
Instead of doing suicides, we're fucking resurfacing the roof. Everybody, get in line! And we threatening to throw people off the roof. It wouldn't be fun.
No. Do you trust your wife? Do you trust your wife? What do you mean?
He try to hamstring you? Go behind your back, hamstring you. Step aside. Yeah. Kajuste's having himself a fucking accident. But yeah, going back to the Rams Chargers. You got to take the Rams on this one. Chargers are playing another away game. Rams are
giving 7, but I don't care if they're giving 17. I don't give a shit. But here's what must be weird for the Chargers. So it must be weird because, all right, they're in L.A., but they're going to go to L.A., and they're going to play a road game in their own town.
It's weird. Are they taking Uber?
Like.
Are they taking an Uber? Like. Are they going to be...
Oh, wait. No, never mind. The Chargers do that every fucking week. They play a road game in their own hometown every week.
You got to look at their efficiency, like at home and like away, and see what kind of numbers they're putting up. They're probably the least phased team at this point. For the last couple years, Phillip Rivers probably doesn't give a fuck. He's just like, let me just get out there, give me my steroid injections in my arms and my knees. Just get me out there. Let me just get paid.
Yeah, just get me out there, put my bolo tie on, get my Viagra in my system. Let me go fuck my wife again, fill that van up with some more kids, and I'm done for the day, dude. I'm done for the day.
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking out of here. The soccer team is going to be here in like 2 hours anyways. They need the field for some sick.
We got to clear the field for the I don't know any soccer teams, and that's
for the Los Angeles Asteroids, right? The Los Angeles Asteroids.
Oh, they're actually
a galaxy.
The
galaxy.
Shamefully, yeah, I was going to admit, I think I actually know their team name. It's the Galaxy.
LA Galaxy.
And then Portland, I think they got like the Timbers or something. That'd be the two that I know.
You have Orlando City Soccer, which is like the Lions. I think the Orlando Lions.
That's awful.
It
just keeps getting worse. Let's move off of that. Let's move on to the Chicago Bears at the Arizona Cardinals. Sorry for all that soccer talk, everybody. I'm not gonna cut it out because I don't care. But we won't do that again. We won't do that to you again.
I went to the World Cup. I like World Cup chat.
Yeah, we'll get our vuvuzelas out. We'll get our
vuvuzelas out. I got to apologize. I think I was listening to the podcast from last week. I have eating my words. I talk so much shit about the Bears, not knowing anything about anything. I go to apologize to all the Bears fans. The Bears defense is looking very...
It's legit, but don't you dare apologize to Bears fans yet.
Why? They live in Chicago.
They're giving 4.5. They're at the Cardinals. Let's just start here.
I would put money on... You know what? Speaking of, I would put money on this game. This is the game that somebody... was it Collinsworth? Cowherd?
Cowherd, do you think this is where the money's at?
This is where the money's at right here, because there's no way in hell that anybody's going to be... There's no way the Cardinals are even going to put any points up, dude.
I don't believe that, though. I mean, who in their right mind is going to make the biggest bet of their life on Mitch Trubisky? So I don't buy that for 1 second. I get it's the Cardinals.
Sam Bradford. They got Sam Bradford and Josh Rosen.
Yeah, I mean, they got Sam Bradford. Let's start there. All right, the Cardinals, they didn't move the ball at all. Bradford's terrible. He's got a very good track record to show the world that he is indeed terrible. Yep. So it's time. It's time for Josh. I ratted Pat Mahommes out for selling weed Rosen to hit the field. Nothing interesting about the Cardinals. At least if we get Josh Rosen on the field, we can begin to hate him. We need to. He's got to get out there a little bit more before he can become, as I predicted, the NFL's most hated man.
Yeah, it's a bold statement, but once you look at his face, it becomes a very unbold statement because he's a very hateable face. He just looks like the guy whose dad drives around in a Porsche Cayenne because he's a fucking moron.
Josh, are you hanging out with Jeremy Piven trying to get Will Ferrell's fraternity off campus? Because that's the type of guy that you are, dude. That's the type of guy that you are.
That's the guy trying to get that Asian chick to Harvard Medical School or Harvard Law School.
Yeah.
It's called a bribe, Sharon.
It's called a bribe.
It's called a bribe.
Okay. That's how it works.
My dad's a fucking lawyer, bro. My dad's a fucking lawyer. He's gonna fucking sue you, bro.
Do you even know who my dad is, bro? Do you even know?
He's got that he's got that like Serena Williams arrogance to him too. You know what I mean? You know, like walking around like
just crush that crazy little Portuguese guy, and everyone got mad.
Did you see that? I had to watch a YouTube. I don't watch tennis. Come on, guys. It's called the comment section, not the boring section. I don't watch tennis. I had to watch that video. It popped up on my YouTube feed. It's Serena Williams going in on people. I didn't realize how mean she is.
She was roasting the fuck out of that guy. she took his manhood, put it underneath her her tennis shoes, and just squished it. Get out of here, you little Portuguese fuck.
The best is I saw it was in that same video. There was like it was obviously roasting Serena, and it was like, well, This doesn't sound like her typical behavior. Let's rewind to 2009. I guess she walked up to some Asian chick on the sidelines and was like, "I will take this fucking ball and shove it down your fucking throat." She said that to like the Asian chick who picks up the tennis balls. It's kind of like yelling at like, kind of like, I don't know.
Oh, like,
it's
like like Kramer
it's like picking
out
on
there.
Yeah, it's like picking
balls.
on. Yeah, it's exactly. It's like picking on somebody who has you have no right to pick on that person. It's like such a bully move. And I saw it, and then of course she plays the victim card after, and she's like, "I didn't do that. That didn't sound like something I did. I did not say I was gonna kill you. I said I was gonna take this fucking ball and shove it down your fucking throat. I did not say I was gonna kill you."
That does not necessarily mean that you will die. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You'll be fine. We'll intubate you.
When the ball goes down the throat, all right, it's gonna deflate. Okay. All right. So
first of all, it's gonna deflate. They're gonna intubate you. It's not like they don't have medical staff here. Okay. You're just blowing it out of the proportion.
Yeah. God damn it.
It's crazy, though.
I
don't know how I got on that tangent.
Out of proportion.
Yeah, Serena Williams, if you guys haven't seen it, because nobody here, I'm assuming, watches tennis, you guys got to go online and watch that shit. Check that out.
That got hyped up. They got hyped as the Bears' defense is getting hyped. So they got Mac, bro. Did you know they got Mac? I don't know if you knew that or not. But they're trying everything. Bears fans are trying everything within reason to work their way around and to square the circle on Mitch Trubisky not being a shitty quarterback. Like, oh, man, last year is this, last year is that. Bottom line, the guy's played like 13 games, and he's way shittier than Mahommes. Obviously, I wouldn't. If you all right, so here's a trade offer for you. All right, fake trade offer.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you Khalil Mack and Mitch Trubisky for Pat Mahommes.
This is gonna be a GM question, but what is it? Is it gonna be his contract year? The Khalil
Let's assume
Mack
let's assume all the salaries work out. All right.
You're gonna give me Khalil Mack and
you're getting 5 years of Mack, but I'm gonna lock you into at least 3 more years of Trubisky. All right. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm trying to set you up to be the Jaguars. And do you like that or not?
Well, who the fuck am I gonna buy weed from?
So you got another weed guy. You got another weed guy too.
I got another weed guy.
So here's it. I'm gonna give you Trubisky, Mack, and my best weed guy. I'm gonna give you all of that. For Mahommes.
I think Mahommes, I like him, but bro, your prices are too high. I'm going Khalil Mack. I'm going Trubisky. I'm going new weed guy with better prices and better weed.
You want that? All right. Okay. I'm gonna happily take Mahommes back. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that back. I mean, if you're the Bears, you fucked yourself because you already traded those 2 first-round picks. But so that doesn't really work. But okay, so here's the same trade. Would you trade all those people for what? So you got Watson. You are the Houston Texans.
Okay, I got Deshaun Watson.
I want Watson. I'm gonna give you that same offer. All right, but you're Bob McNair, so you don't smoke weed, so you don't need my weed guy. But I'm gonna give you Mack and Trubisky for Watson. So then your D line is going to be Clowney, Mack, Watt, Merciless, and then whoever else they got.
No, my defensive line is going to be Mack because everybody else is going to be injured on the sidelines. I don't know if I take that.
So you would get rid of Mahommes, but you wouldn't get rid of Watson.
I'll get rid of Watson.
You get rid of Watson? So you'll take that? All right.
I like Khalil Mack, man. I like Khalil Mack. I just saw him
too, but he can't throw touchdown passes, and neither can Mitch Trubisky, so that's a problem.
Mitch Trubisky's been playing a little bit better. He wasn't as terrible as I had anticipated. He's still terrible, but he's not as terrible as I thought. He's he can't get any worse. I think the Bears have set themselves up.
He's got a Blake Bortles just ceiling on him.
I think he looks like a Blake Bortles that's been hitting the gym. He looks like a little beefier, a little bit more solid. I think if they can transform their offense into like a slower offense, kind of like how the Panthers play that slow and arduous game, kind of like a war of attrition, they might be able to start winning some games. The only problem here is that they're in the NFC North. That's a tough
division. It's a tough division right there.
Except if you're if you're a Lions fan, because
what's not a tough division is the NFC East. Dallas Cowboys. Are they 1-1?
I'm taking the Bears on that. You're taking the Bears.
Pick that thing.
We're both taking the Bears.
Yeah, we're both taking the Bears. I can't get behind any of that Cardinals bullshit. Coin's got the Bears too, so we tripled up there. That's good. All right, Coin,
all
get
that
back
talking
on track.
Sobered up real quick. All that talking.
Get that guy some coffee. Get him somewhere to sit for a while.
Give him some.
Dallas Cowboys at the Seahawks. Seahawks are giving 3. Now, I'll tell you what, if Ravens-Broncos wasn't on the schedule, this would be the most unwatchable game of the week. This is going to be just disgusting fucking field goal fest with shitty quarterback play.
Did you see that Russell Wilson attempted an audible and then they called the timeout, and then Russell Wilson, the man who doesn't even know what fuck and shit means, he was like cussing and stuff and he was throwing his arms around? Did you see that?
I did not, but that makes me happy.
Russell Wilson, if you did not know, he's the fourth quarter king. You know, oh my god, he's really good at the very end. He's really good. That dude, it was like 17-10. He was about to tie it. I think it was like 1st and 10, and he audibled, and they called a timeout with like 10 seconds left on the play clock, and they were just like completely took the keys away from Russell Wilson. They took him from the driver's seat. They put him in the baby seat in the back, and they were just like, "Go throw the fucking ball. Don't get creative, buddy." And then the next play, I think they threw an interception, pick 6. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know what's going on.
Seattle Seahawks offense right there. Probably blaming Tom Cable right now, even though he's not the coach there anymore. Tom Cable's the Cam Newton of the Seattle Seahawks.
I was going to say, they're blaming Cam Newton. Somebody's blaming Cam Newton for Russell Wilson's pick 6.
Yeah.
But how crazy is that?
Is this Cam's fault?
How crazy is that? No, I know we talked about it in one of these NFC previews that nobody listened to. We were saying that Pete Carroll, he's on the hot seat. I think it was you or me.
No, you were saying that Pete Carroll was on the hot seat, and I was in disagreement. But
I think he's been on the hot seat for a minute, and I think it's gotten even worse because now he's distanced the poster child, the guy who's on the fucking Wheaties box, for God's sakes. They're pissing that guy off. You start pissing that guy off, ownership's going to be mad. Doesn't matter how fast you chew that gum, Pete Carroll. You might not be chewing gum anymore on the Seattle sidelines.
Well, the thing is, Pete Carroll, I don't think he's like the Jameis Winston of football coaches where, Jameis, I mean, God, 3 minutes with that guy, you're ready to just be like, get the fuck away from me. So I don't think he's like the Jameis Winston of football coaches, but that like rah-rah stuff has to get pretty old when you're 0-3. It's got.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I played enough games in the NFL and know this team's trash, and I'm quitting at halftime. Bye, guys.
Right.
Later, Vontae. See you later.
It took me 6 quarters to realize that I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm done with you guys.
Well, but going back to that,
here's
Pete
the
Carroll,
thing about the Vontae Davis thing, real quick. I want to go back to Vontae. Does he get paid for that whole game? You know how people get game checks? Is like, does he get paid for that whole game?
I'm sure there's some kind
I'd like to know.
I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure there's something in the contract, like some black and white wording that says you need to play the game.
I don't think there is. I think it's just, are you active for the game, then you get paid. Like, I think in the future in these NFL contracts, they're going to have what they call the Vontae Davis clause.
The Vontae Davis clause.
Like, if you're not injured, you have to kind of willfully finish the game to get paid for it.
I'm sure they're going to, and the CBA is going to fight it, or the CPA, the Players Association, they're going to fight it. But that's a good point, and they're going to go back and forth on that.
I think he's getting paid for that whole thing. Like, I think that's going to happen.
If he does, that's pretty awesome because what he did was super fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, what he did was put his family first. All right, people. He's family first, and then I don't know where God and football are there, but they're definitely not. Football's definitely not number one. I can tell you that.
So I went back. You were talking about Vontae Davis. I was watching that game, like the highlights of that game, and a couple plays before, he had a forced fumble, and he ended up grabbing the fumble, and there was a change of possession, and the refs went back and changed that. And that was on, I don't forget who they're playing. Were they playing the Ravens? Who were they playing last week?
It doesn't matter. It's a Bills game. Doesn't matter.
Either way, they ended up not giving him the change of possession, and then the team just went down their throats and scored like a field goal or a touchdown. And if I was Vontae Davis, I'd be pissed. So I think what happened is he was like, fuck this. I'm frustrated. Give me a challenge flag, coach. Give me something. And nobody was really giving him any mind. And he said, you know what, I'm going to quit at halftime.
You want to ignore me? Ignore this, motherfuckers. I'm out of here.
Ignore me.
I'm out of here. All right, 2 games left. Let's move on to the Sunday night game here. Pats at the Lions. Pats
we got to talk about the line.
We got to pick this thing. I keep doing that. All right, Seahawks -3. I'll pick it because I got to pick it. I'll take the Cowboys. Why not?
I'll take the Cowboys. I think the Seahawks are still pissed from that Bears game. That was a very winnable game for them, and they ended up losing that game. So I think Russell Wilson is going to be at home throwing fits to Ciara, yelling at her and saying frick a lot. And I think they're gonna not do so well next Sunday. There's
gonna be a lot of fricks in the Wilson household for sure.
A lot of fricks.
For sure. coins on the Cowboys as well. So we're tripled up on the Cowboys there. Moving on to the Sunday night game, Pats at the Lions. We got Belichick meeting up with his old protege, Matt Patricia. They're going to be going toe-to-toe to see who could be the worst-dressed guy on the sidelines. Matt Patricia still angling for that hefty bag sponsorship as the Lions head coach.
You're not going to top Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick's going to come out with a turtleneck with no sleeves. And he's
cutting something. Yeah, he's cutting some sleeves off of some shit, that's for sure. He will not be outdone.
Yeah, he's not going to be outdone, buddy. Nice try. But, I mean, Hefty, I'm sure they're trying to get into the NFL market somehow. And Matt Patricia, speaking, trash, wears trash bags, could be a nice little entry point.
But here's the thing about Matt Patricia, right? Like, why are you wearing the trash bag inside the dome? Right? It's not going to rain in there, bro. Like, it's not going to rain in there. Like, you don't need to wear the trash bag. So
it's
just
like
wear regular clothes.
It's sunglasses at night. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Just a reflection on his... It's a reflection on his ability to coach an NFL team. You wearing trash bags at night, or trash bags in a stadium where there's no moisture, there's zero moisture. It says a lot about your character and your brain capacity.
Yeah, he's supposed to be one of these rocket scientist guys too. So look up, Matt. See that there are no clouds and realize there can be no rain that will fall on you. Pat's coming off that
thing called glass. Like there's a ceiling up there where actually it's not going to be able to go through that ceiling. So.
Yeah, that's how solid materials work. So Pat's coming off that loss to the Jags. They got familiarity with Patricia vice versa. I mean, that works more against Patricia than I think it does Belichick. I think if you hang around Bill for long enough, he knows your weaknesses. He knows how to pick at you. And he also saw his own team, Matt's defense, give up, 41 points to the Eagles in the Super Bowl. So he knows Matt's weaknesses. They're tight bunch wide receiver formations and bear claws. Those are a couple things that Matt can't deal with.
And what is it? Not meat lovers. Hamburger helper.
Yeah,
that dude looks like he's got hamburger helper
It's easy to cook that up while you're watching film. Just sit there and enjoy it while you're watching.
I think this is going to be one of those games, dude. I think Patriots they're going to be coming off a loss to the Jags. They're going to be pissed, not going to be happy, and it's going to be a Patriots win.
Yeah, this is an old-fashioned Louisiana smoke out. Just smoke them out of the building.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you're on the Pats there with the 7 points.
I'm on the Pats. You're on the Pats. Coin's on the Pats.
Yeah, coin is on the Pats. All right, Nostradamus. Good call there.
Hey, what can I say?
So last game of the week, I think. Oh man, it's about time. Our boy Booger McFarland had a great game to talk about.
This is an interesting one.
What a fucking terrible booth they got going on there. Joe Tessitore, keep him. Booger, Witten, get the fuck rid of those guys. They're terrible.
Is Booger the one that was hitting on McCarron's wife?
No, that was Brent Musburger. The funny thing about that was, like, I think Musburger at this point, I think he might live in the Bay Area or something like that. And McCarron got traded to the Raiders, or I think he might have got traded to the Raiders. I don't know. You're a real loser if you're following A.J. McCarron's career that closely. But I think he got traded to like the Raiders or something like that. And after that happened, Musburger came out again. I was like, I'm fucking excited for this. How's Catherine doing? Like, he did that. He came out on Twitter and did that. Serious. He doubled down. He doubled down on his resting hand on her shoulder. It's like, Brent, get that fucking thing off of there, dude.
Get your fucking hands off of her, dude. Get your hands off of her waist, you pervert. He's doing that thing where he's twittering at like 3 a.m. You know, he's on
Sending
Ambien.
Out those Trump tweets. Jon Stewart's a pussy.
Yeah, Jon Stewart's a faggot. He's taking Ambien and he doesn't know what he's saying, you know. And then he's got that Cialis from the night before, kind of scrounging over into the next evening, and he's all excited. That's what's happening, man. He's waking up from
tough mix
feeling
right
all
there.
Weird. Ambien and Cialis. Yeah. I don't want to be next to the man or woman that, well, not woman. You know what I mean. I don't want to be in the same jail cell as somebody that just snorted Ambien and Cialis. It's not going to be pretty.
I don't want to be there
for PG 98. It's not going to be pretty.
I don't want to be in the Steelers locker room if they end up 0-2-1 after they visit the Bucs on Monday night. So Steelers going in 3-point favorites. I'm doing it, man. I'm just gonna do it. Why not? We were both shitting all over the Bucs. Let's go. Let's get on the Buck train here. Fitzmagic, put the glasses on again. Let's have fun. Fuck the Steelers. They're a dumpster fire. I'm done with them. Let's go, Bucs.
What a fall from grace, though. The Steelers, I mean, everybody had them repeating into the AFC Championship game and saying, you know what, this is the year that they might be able to really hold it down. And that may not be the case. Antonio Brown's pissed. He said that he said something that he wanted to be traded or something today on Twitter. He made a comment like, oh, being traded wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah,
Le'Veon Bell's not even on the roster, dude. Le'Veon Bell's not even on the roster.
No, I don't know when he's coming back. I mean, apparently the thing is he's got to come back by week 10 to get credit for the year and get out of his contract.
He'll come back week 10.
But like, can you imagine him like rolling in the building that Wednesday, like week 9? They're like 3-5-1. So, hey, what's up, guys? Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, really like big tough season, but I'm gonna help out. I guarantee when he comes back, he probably fakes a hammy pull too, and it's just like, I'm just gonna fucking sit here and do nothing. Fuck everybody in the building. I'm out of here. I need my money.
That'd be some crazy Kawhi Leonard shit too. You know what I mean? Like coming in, like my foot hurts.
Oh yeah,
like coming in.
That's good. I like that.
Injured, and just completely.
Le'Veon's gonna pull a Kawhi when he gets back.
I think Le'Veon's gonna pull Kawhi, and let's say Le'Veon makes a statement. He says, "I want to play at the Rams, or I want to play somewhere warm." They're gonna do what they did to Kawhi. They're gonna send him to Canada. They're gonna trade him to the CFL. He's going to be playing for the Montreal Alouettes or some crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean, if I were the Steelers at this point, I would just fucking trade him. Like, just trade him. Let him be somebody else's nightmare. Clear up that cap space. Use it next year.
Right now, they're in a divorce. They're in, like, the bitter divorce part of the relationship, Just pull the Band-Aid off, Just get it over with. Don't be that couple that's, like separating Beanie Babies, like, in the 90s. Yeah. Like, that's mine. It's mine. Just get rid of his shit.
Put it on the lawn, change the locks, and move on with your life, Trina. Like, move on with it. You're stronger. You're strong and independent. You don't need Le'Veon in your life, Pittsburgh. You don't need him.
You're strong. You're independent. Just watch the Hunger Games a couple times. You're a strong, independent female. You're gonna be totally
Katya, I never saw those movies either. But,
Katniss. I got a funny story for you. I went and saw. I saw the third one in theaters. And
had you seen the first two before that?
That's my point. I actually was watching the movie. I saw the first one in bits and pieces, and I was in the third one, and I didn't know I hadn't watched the second one. I didn't even know there was a second one until like an hour and a half in. I'm like, God damn, what happened to the fucking chick? I didn't know what had happened. It took me about an hour and a half to realize that I completely just
missed an entire movie.
Yeah, I'm at that point in my life, where you take the kids to watch like Monsters Inc. and you fall asleep like 20 minutes in. You wake up, you're like, oh, that was a good movie, kids. that was me.
I had a very similar thing happen to me back when I was in college. So I was in college when those Lord of the Rings movies were coming out. And one of my buddies had the movie. He's like, yeah, you should watch this shit, man. It's pretty good. So I was watching it all by myself. I got real stoned in my frat house, and I watched this movie. It's a good movie, right? But I'm watching it, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, that fucking mountain's like a long ways away, man. It's like, I don't know when they're going to get this thing there. Man, how are they going to? And then, you're 2.5 hours into it, and you're hitting pause every 9 seconds. Like, are you fucking serious? Like, all right, what's going on here? And then it just ends. And I was like, what the fuck? Like... And then I get on the internet, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, I did not know there was going to be extra movies coming out of this. So I'm just hella anxious the whole time. And I'm like, man, let's go. Hurry up, Frodo. Like, hurry up. Like, the mountain is far away. And
I think it's far. You got to put some shoes on, dog.
Yeah, you're one of the fucking eagles that Gandalf has. Oh, wait, never mind. Then we couldn't make the other two movies if we made it that simple. But...
what's funny, man, is I don't know what inspired me. Like maybe about a month ago, I was like, you know what? I want to watch The Lord of the Rings because the only time I've seen those movies is on like TBS or TNT, and it's like a 6-hour endeavor with commercials, right? Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna watch these fucking things. I want to watch it. Those movies are fucking stupid, dude. I remember them being way better, and I'm watching them now.
They're good.
They're terrible. They're fucking good. Terrible. They're terrible. Try to watch it now. Watch it as an adult.
I watched that same shit like 2 or 3 months ago. I got a new TV, so I was God, like, "Bro, man, I'm gonna watch through these things," and they're good.
Okay, I never said the fight scenes aren't good. There's some good fight scenes, and there's some very strong moments. But the that are just like dumb. Like it's
They
like
drag, all right. They drag. I don't need
they
so
drag.
many overhead shots of people running. Like that's the one thing. Like
Yeah.
Peter Jackson must fucking love flying in helicopters because it's all he does. He just makes people run around New Zealand while he films them
Yeah.
from overhead. So you can
You know
do
what
it
I
way
mean?
less of that.
Yeah,
But those
come
are
on,
good
bro.
movies.
Like
I'm not
I
going to
never
stand up for
they're
the
stupid.
Hobbit ones.
They're stupid.
Those were
Oh, those
fucking
are terrible. Those are
terrible.
that's a
Those were
CGI
really bad.
fuckfest.
Those
That's a
are
CGI
really
fuckfest.
bad.
The only movie that should really be doing CGI and the only movie that did it right was Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim 1 and 2. Those are the only movies that I will allow use up space in my brain because those guys,
2 was
they
a
did
lesser
CGI
Pacific
correct.
Rim, though.
2 was enjoyable to watch. 2 wasn't bad, though. Don't sit here and tell me that 2 was like an unwatchable movie.
No, it was
2
good. Oh, there's like, man, there was another movie that came out. I think it was like Godzilla versus King Kong or something.
I didn't see it.
What the? Holy shit! That movie was
bad.
good. Like that movie was
good?
like Pacific Rim good. Like
What's it called? I'm gonna Google it right now.
Man,
I'm
let
gonna
me
Google
figure
it right
this
now.
out. It's like King Kong
Let me just tune in real quick. We got the
versus
Jets.
Godzilla. Let me see
You got
here.
the Jets 14-3. 10 seconds left.
Oh, Jets are up. All right.
It's about to be 17-3. It's not looking good for the
Okay.
land.
No, this is Kong Skull Island. That's what it's called. Kong Skull Island. Yeah. If you haven't seen that, dude, that's a movie right there. I'll tell you what. That's a movie. Yeah, watch that.
This shit looks dumb, dude. I don't want to watch this movie. I'd rather watch Pacific Rim 2 again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'd be a loser for doing so. All right, this thing is it's legit. I was like, this thing looks kind of dumb, and I watched it, and I was like, oh man, that's like Pacific Rim good.
Give me something that's similar to it. Like you say, it's like a Pacific Rim in terms of.
Yeah, so I mean, there's all these great fight scenes where there's always like giant King Kongs fighting these Godzilla type monsters and shit. So you get a lot of giant creature v creature. That's what's very similar about it. Instead of the Jaegers versus the Kaijus, you got King Kongs versus like giant lizard things. It's fucking pretty sweet, man. Like,
that was very similar to the. I know Peter Jackson came out with a movie back in like 2003, 2004, and it was a similar idea. It wasn't that
stupid.
bad.
With Jack Black.
It was a classic Peter
Jackson
and Tom Hanks
movie.
and Tom Hanks' kid.
Yeah, great. Let's just cut an hour out of this and make it watchable, and then we'll go on from there.
But didn't you like the bugs? There was that one scene where like they're in that valley where they all fall in there, and then like the bugs come out, but it's like a centipede, but it's the size of your car, and they're fighting like the giant like bug. You know what I mean? And like the sound of them crunching is just kind of a cool little sound. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's not a good movie.
Viewers, he knows what I'm talking about. He's just saying.
There's a great T-Rex fight in that movie, I think.
Well, that's what made me think about it, is he battles like a
triple T-Rex or a triple. Yeah,
it's a double T-Rex at one point,
there, but it's just too slow.
He rips open the guy's mouth. He just gets a good whole grasp of the lizard's front teeth and just opens it. So like he just breaks that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
His temporal mandibular joint just fucking rips it open, and then he's sitting there like playing with it, almost like a cat that just caught a dragonfly, just toying with it, and he's kind of opening and closing it, but the thing's flaccid, Joe Flacco style.
That's what Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to do to every Steelers fan this week. And I'm on the wagon. Let's go Bucks. I'm taking the Bucks +3.
We're all taking the Bucks. Sorry for the movie rant, guys. We're stupid.
Coin's on the home team. He's tripled up. Way to go, Coin. About time he got with the program. He's on the Bucks too. We're gonna close here. All right, we're gonna do teasers or crowd pleasers. So every teaser's a crowd pleaser. We're gonna do one teaser got for you this week. 10-point teaser. Those are paying off at -120. Bet 6, win 5 at Bovada. My teaser of the week is gonna be the New Orleans Saints. +13 at Atlanta. I don't know if the Saints win it, but I'm always going to trust Drew Brees to keep that thing close. I got Green Bay +7 at Washington. I guess there's a way that the Washington R words could win, but I mean, if they do win, they're not going to blow the Packers out. Well, unless we get that Lance Harbor situation with Rodgers' knee and we get a Deshaun Kaiser sighting. So there's the fear there. And then I'm going to tease the Vikings down to 6.5. That many points. They got Buffalo at home. They're going to steamroll them. I'm comfortable with that. New Orleans +13, Green Bay +7, and then Minnesota -6.5 hosting Buffalo.
Very good. I'm not doing a teaser. I'm pretty terrible at this shit, so I'm gonna let you just keep rolling.
So that's going to be the tease of the week. And then I got 2 underdog duos that I want to
hear these underdog parlays.
So the underdog parlays, got 2 of them going here. All 4 of these teams I like in one combination or another. If you put them together in the right way, I think at least 2 of these teams are going to win. That's on you to figure out which 2. The way I got it doubled up here, I got the Saints +130 and the Bucks +105. So that's the Saints over the Falcons. That's the Bucks over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, they're underdogs, all right? That's why it's not that likely that they're going to win. But you bet 10, you win 37. The other one I got there, Raiders +145 at the Dolphins and the Bengals +125 at the Panthers. Bet 10 to win 45 there. That one I like. That's one that I like. But so that'll get you going here in the weekend. PG, you got any closing thoughts on Week 3 NFL?
Oh, no, man. I'm just psyched for more football. It's fucking, what's better than sitting in front of your TV and eating a lot of calories and just not doing anything? I mean, it's the best time of the year. Baseball is coming to a close. Thank God. And it's just that time of year, man. It's getting a little bit cooler out. The waves are getting better. So my surfing is
NBA starting up soon. So we're about to get into the sweet spot of the sports year where we got some NBA action. And then we've got
college. We got a little bit of college, which we haven't really covered a lot of, but it's always fun to have in the background.
Now we're going to get going on YouTube here for our listener out there who's excited about this podcast. We're going to get going with the YouTube channel. We're going to have some extra shit going on, a couple more drops every week. We're looking forward to spend the rest of the year with you. And we'll go ahead. We'll see you, Sunday night as we recap Week 3 NFL action.
See you, boys. Hit me with some music, bro. There we go. Oh, yes.
Yeah, everyone loves that shitty intro, outro music.
Bye, guy in Bangladesh. See you next week.